grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Welcome to the session, dear listener. I'm Jack, your narrator, and I would like to take you on a journey into stories of Warhammer 40k. But these are not the official stories that more renowned narrators than I have covered. These are stories inspired by the rich lore of this universe, by the fans, for the fans. Let us begin. Beast Hunting by Benjamin Del Rio. The Thunderhawk had been shot down from orbit 2 hours ago. The vessel's crimson hull was mostly blackened, laid about in smoldering pieces after the explosion. Master Shaper Roxanne Gora and her kindred lay hidden around the wreckage, waiting amongst the frosted pines of the wintry forest for signs of survivors. Roxanne had fought Astartes many times before, and was keenly aware of the unnatural resilience of the Space Marines. Then again, this was a bad crash. A very bad crash. "Must we wait much longer, Master Shaper?" asked Goric Crow, the Kindred's Houndmaster, crouched next to Roxanne with his Kroot hound pack behind him. "Surely if any humans remained alive, they remain too weak to resist." Roxanne looked at the debris and saw what remained of the crew. She saw arms, legs, and Astartes weaponry. But what intrigued her the most was the severed upper body of a space marine, blackened and lying still at the end of a trail of blood-stained snow. Goric was right. Any survivors would have shown themselves by now, and a rescue party could arrive soon.
"We wait no more, Houndmaster, but approach with caution."
She signaled to the rest of the Kroots to move forwards. Goric grinned with anticipation. "Good. My hounds are getting hungry, and so am I." He gave a loud whistle, and his pack quickly dashed towards the bloody half-body.
"Wait, leave that one to me,"
Roxanne ordered Goric, who quickly halted the beast with a crack of his whip. Roxanne approached the body slowly, inspecting its armor. It was black, but not because of any scorching. It was painted black.
"Peculiar,"
she muttered to herself.
"The Tau Firecast reported that only warriors of the Blood Angels chapter had been deployed on this world."
Before Roxanne could inspect further, the warrior suddenly surged to life, screaming and wailing from its helmet, flailing its arms trying to grasp her from the floor. Her quills stood on end instinctively as she stepped back and aimed her Kroot rifle, unloading 4 rounds into the Marine's head, killing it definitively. Roxanne looked at the dead warrior, her heart still beating rapidly at the unexpected shock of the Marines rising from assumed death.
"Space Marine endurance always amazes me. They are worthy prey,"
commented Prek. The Kroot predator walked up to the corpse to take a closer look. Even when on snow, Roxanne couldn't hear his footsteps.
"Still, I was expecting a good fight,"
he said with disappointment in his voice. As if responding to his statement, a loud, furious howling came from within the wreckage, followed by the banging of heavy, armored footsteps. The steps quickly became faster as whatever dwelled inside began pacing the insides of the ship. Suddenly, indentations began jutting out from one of the crashed ship's panels, accompanied by the sound of striking metal and unintelligible roaring.
"Looks like you might get your fight, Prek,"
exclaimed Roxanne, the comment seemingly reaching no one, as Prek was already nowhere to be seen.
Ready yourselves, little ones. A fight approaches.
She barked at her kin, who began chirping and hooting in anticipation. The ship panel flew outwards, revealing the Space Marine warrior, clad in black power armor, revving a chainsword. Roxanne saw his exposed, half-burnt face and saw its eyes, bloodshot with rage. It began bellowing in Gothic, which Roxanne only partially understood, though whatever this human was saying mattered little. It was here to kill. Like a rampaging animal, the Marine rushed Roxanne's warriors, cutting down a carnivore and tearing another's arm off. The rest of the Kroot quickly opened fire, shots bouncing off its black carapace as it continued its onslaught. The roaring berserker then charged Roxanne, its chainsword swinging down at her head. She stopped with her axe, locked together eye to eye like two dueling rams. She felt the superhuman's brutal strength. Thankfully, she knew the strength very well. For in her years of hunting, she had feasted on many fallen Astartes, carefully shaping herself and her kindred to gain their power.
Right, Prek, quickly now!
Barked Roxanne, still struggling to keep the chainsword from reaching her. Gorik whistled to his hounds, who darted towards the Marine, ferociously biting its legs to pin it in place. Gorik himself taking hold of the warrior's neck with his beast catcher, trying to pull him away from the Master Shaper. Then, they heard the distinctive whistling sound of a flying predator dart. Roxanne saw the Marine's head explode. Thick blood splattered on her face, coagulating instantly. The Kroot warriors carefully let go of the body, watching as it dropped to the floor.
What in the name of the ancestors was that?
Asked Gorik.
He was like a wild beast. Do you think he was ill?
Asked Prek, still aiming his darts at the corpse.
It couldn't. I know the Astartes traits very well. No known disease affects them.
She said, with Quill still stiff from adrenaline.
But I've never seen one act like that.
Roxanne quickly contacted Shazvre Masami and informed them of the incident. A research team would be deployed soon to analyze the site and gather information. Again, she turned to inspect the corpses one last time, noticing the Blood Angel iconography on their black armor.
Today, we shall not feast on our prey, my kindred,
she said, raising her ceremonial blade.
Does the Tower Earthcast want to examine their remains?
Asked Prek.
Most likely. But even if they didn't, we should leave these corpses be. This is bad meat.
And so, with our story concluded, I would like to invite you to another reading at your leisure. If you're a person that prefers the written medium, then I shall share the library in which these tales can be read in the description. I am not affiliated with 40k Cold Open Stories, just a man who enjoys the tales therein. Until next time, dear listener.